So today I'm catching up with a good friend of mine. He's a deal sourcer extraordinaire. So we're gonna go for a drive, maybe pick up a coffee, get some breakfast. We were just gonna talk about where he is in his property journey. Get some tips, get some insights. We're overdue a catch up anyway, so it should be really interesting. His name is Jay Udeh. Alright guys, I'm here with my good friend Jay.
What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah, and we've been due to catch up for a while, so I thought, why not? Let me pull up at his house, go for a drive, and then let's have a chat. So, how you doing, man? How's your day? How's your week been?
Yeah, good. We can't go straight along there.
Coming up.
Turn around.
Okay, turn around. Okay, we're gonna look for a drive-through, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jay, you're into property investment now, yeah?
Yeah, so looking at that side of things, to be honest with you, yeah. So property sourcing to be quite particular. Yeah, looking at investment properties.
What is property sourcing?
Property sourcing is creating a marriage. You have to put a ring on it, the commitment, and the marriage is between someone who has an investment property to sell that is producing, good return on investment, and an investor that might want to have this sort of property, if you like. So, yeah, marrying the two together.
Okay, so you're basically finding property investments, and you're packaging them to people who might be interested in having those investments for themselves. So
yeah,
okay,
that's the punchline. Lots of people in the South, for example, they have cash in reserve, but they may not necessarily want to buy a property in London because they may put 100k into a property and not necessarily make a net cash flow per month that they're happy with. Whereas they could put half of that in, maybe 50k into a property, and then with that 50k they can get a property in Hull, and sort of kind of get a net cash flow of £1,000 a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the scenario. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, so what I'm interested in is your journey, and because I know we've kind of been flirting with this whole property investment industry for a while. I remember years ago we went to property investment courses and we learned strategies about lease options and paid money. But from then to now, what's been your experience? What's been your journey, and why are you here again now?
Yeah, I think before, when I flirted with the whole idea of property, because I think there's three things you need, and this has all been collated from Think and Grow Rich. Number one, burning desire, a definite plan to carry out with your desire, and three, perseverance. And I think unless you have all three of those ingredients, then things won't work out for you. So what I've given myself is to create that burning desire. I've got around more property people doing it, and I've networked in a more heavy way to create that desire. So staying around people doing well, and by also getting around people, you create a definite plan of something that's gonna work, because you could be doing hard work but it's the wrong things that you're doing. So I've been taught that in this game of property sourcing, look, 30% of your time find the deals, 30% of your time find investors, 40% of your time create your business system. And so when you know exactly how those things work, then you're more likely to follow through. And the perseverance comes down to, I think, the patience. Maybe before, I was very keen to get things done quickly, but I think the key is looking at being in it long term. Yeah. Doing the left
here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's cool.
Yeah. So I think having that long term view means that, look, I'm happy to be in this for 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be in this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Rather than, look, this has to work in 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it this one here?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, and I guess if we wanted to go a little bit sort of deeper about so what does that mean specifically for you? So what is your actual strategy? What are you doing? What do you hope to achieve? So you talked about like a definite plan and a burning desire. What is yours?
So my definite plan is to create a deal sourcing business, really grow my deal sourcing business, or sourcing properties in the north. I started it in the north, but my next step is to start sourcing properties in London.
Okay, so you've sourced properties in north, like what? Like
HMOs.
Okay.
In Stoke, in Hull and Doncaster, I've done that. So I know it works in terms of that there's a demand for these properties, but I think my next step is to work in London, where particularly like properties that there's an angle to renovate. So it might be a 1-bedroom ex-council flat that we turn into a 2-bedroom flat, and then because it's quite spacious, and so there's a possibility to add value there.
Yeah, one sec.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Egg McMuffin meal, maybe.
Egg McMuffin. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, can I pick your order, please?
I can have 1 egg McMuffin meal.
Can I, with the orange juice?
With orange juice.
Yeah.
And then can I have also a flat white? Do you do soy flat white?
Flat white?
With soy milk?
No, we only have the cow milk.
Okay. Yeah, just a black coffee then. So no flat white, just black coffee. Yeah, thank you.
Anything else?
No thanks.
Next window, please.
Thank you. La. Thanks. Okay, so you were deal sourcing in the north, doing HMOs, and what was your experience of that? Like, how can you break down like what was involved? And
so I'd set my parameters primarily on using Rightmove to find agents that were doing the sort of properties that I'd like, which is 6-bedroom or more HMOs. And what I'd do is I'd call up the estate agents and build a relationship and tell them, look, this is what I can do. But the key was to not really have a script, but just to appear like a genuine sort of person who wanted to build a relationship. So I'd record a video for them and say, hey, look, my name's Jay. I can help you to sell some of these properties on Rightmove that aren't moving, because people don't go on Rightmove for investment properties necessarily. They go for residential properties. So I say, look, I can market your property to people who are interested in investment. So with that angle, it became a bit more unique, and I said, okay, let's maybe try this.
So you talked about scripts, like when we go to these courses and people who are teaching, they say, oh, you must use this script. You say, hi, my name is da from this company, and blah 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 blah. Like, do scripts actually work?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they don't. Because I think if you're thinking about a script, you're thinking short term. You're thinking, okay, this is something quite magical that, look, hi, I'm calling from this company and we do short term lets. What if that first deal doesn't work?
Yeah.
What if someone calls you out on it and saying, I'm not quite sure about this. I think
they ask you something that's off script, right? And
I think the script is the follow-up. I think the script is the relationship. I think the script is the persistence. And ultimately, the first deal that you get is never the deal that you actually sell. It might take the third or fourth deal, so to speak.
Yeah, I've experienced that. Yeah.
So it's being able to follow up completely with your agents. And I think if you're genuine and you want to build a relationship, that is the key. Okay.
So there's no script, but there is kind of like a blueprint, right? Like
there's a structure. Of course, there is a structure. And I think that structure is letting people know how you can help them. People are always thinking, what's in it for me? So for an estate agent, if you can tell an estate agent, I can help you sell your property, then of course, that's going to be very, very attractive.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah. There you go.
Okay.
You want any sauce?
Could I have some ketchup, please? How's your morning going?
Good.
Yeah. Are you from India or?
Mauritius.
Mauritius. Pour Louis?
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Really?
Merci beaucoup.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye.
What did you just say?
Relationships. You see it works.
Are we teaching how to pick up Mauritian girls from McDonald's?
Why not? It's relationships.
My God. Anyway, you're talking about the blueprint structure of reaching out to letting agents. So you have to position yourself as someone who has value that you can offer them, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like give people unequivocal benefit. And I think the benefits mainly that people are after, hey, number one, how can you make me more money?
Yeah.
How can I get my commission?
Yeah.
One. Number two, how can I save time?
Yeah.
So if you're able to get the sweet spot of you could help that estate agent sell their property, save them time from actually sort of kind of having multiple viewings, then of course it's going to be attractive.
Okay.
And convenience as well. So those three things, money, time, convenience, if you could throw that into the mix, then why not, in a sense. Yeah. That works for investors as well. Like an investor wants to make more money.
Yeah.
An investor wants to save time for finding these investment properties themselves. And also an investor wants that convenience of you're going to be the one sourcing them the deals, in a sense. So I think if you can bring those three things to the table, people are going to open their ears.
So what are the three things?
Money.
Yep.
Save them time.
Yep.
It's convenient. Bang. There's a fourth thing actually, emotion. So if you can make them happy, then and you make them happy by the three things that we've mentioned there.
No, that's true, because I've heard a lot of people say, and I do think this is true, the property business, it's a people business. So they're not really buying, like the thing that you're selling, they're buying you and how you come across, and like you say, your value proposition. Okay, so you sourced, properties in Hull.
Yep.
And that's gone okay. Like, what I guess I'm interested to know why has your strategy moved away from there?
Because I realised the same techniques I'm using in Hull are the same techniques I can use in London.
Right.
In terms of building relationships, of course, it's quote unquote harder in London.
Yeah.
Because you have to maybe work a bit more harder.
Why is that though?
Right here. You have to work a little bit more harder in London, because let's face it, there's a lot more exposure on the deals here. There's a lot more,
so maybe more saturated, maybe, or
like lots more investors. When I was in Hull, maybe the estate agents in Hull don't get as much love and sort of kind of attention. So I'm the London guy saying, hey, how you doing? It's Jay Udeh here. Yeah. However, in London, maybe they used to, you can help me. I've heard this one before.
Yeah.
Or I've heard that quote unquote script before. But I think as soon as you look at relationship, look at long term, you're more likely to really sort of kind of begin to say, look, I'm not looking to have a one-day stand with you, but it's a relationship where we can talk multiple times, you know, and sort of kind of build deals. So yeah, and in London, say for example, you can find a deal, a house that might be worth 500k.
Yeah.
You can sort of kind of source that for 400k.
Yeah.
Because there's a need to sell that property with speed.
Right.
You're able to maybe sort of kind of have 100k in equity.
Yeah.
That any sort of kind of investor would be saying, hey, look, this is very interesting, because they're able to make money when they buy the property, which is key.
So, okay, but I am really interested in really getting to the core of, you know, Hull versus London, because there's different strategies and people have different goals. But for you to have moved, it kind of indicates that you've got an overall like goal.
Yeah, correct.
And what is that?
No, okay. My overall goal is to begin to source these properties in London, and then to find private finance.
Yeah.
To actually help to purchase these properties.
Yeah.
And with the private finance, they're able to get a return on their investment.
Yeah.
And this is what a lot of successful entrepreneurs are doing. Properties that they're sourcing properties.
Yeah.
And they're able to get private investor finance. And there's no safer investment than property if you can find the angle, like turn it from a 3-bedroom house into a 5-bedroom HMO, for example. Yeah. You're able to do very well. There's someone called Devinda. She's on LinkedIn. She specializes in this strategy in the Midlands, for example, finding HMOs and sort of kind of adding value to turn it from a 3-bedroom house to a 5-bedroom HMO. She gets private investment. She's actually raised £1 million plus in private investment. Why? Because property investors are able to earn and learn, if you like.
Yeah, I've heard about people like that. I'm looking to get involved in some of that action. Okay, so goals, deal sourcing, but like, if I was to take it a little bit higher, like, what are you trying to achieve?
Yeah. So
at the end of the day,
to become so competent in deal sourcing, I can attract private finance to build my portfolio, and then eventually start to buy deals myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to build capital to buy deals yourself, and then, because I think everybody, when you set out in a new venture or whatever, like, for you need something to motivate you to get going, but you also need a why to keep you there.
Yep.
So like, what is for me, you know, it's all about financial freedom, you know, legacy building, and, you know, setting up my family for generational wealth. So that's big things there, right? But like, what is it for you? And I see property as a vehicle of achieving that, you know what I mean? So, and also like having a pension, because like right now, the chances of a pension being anything good at the end of my working tenure are pretty slim, given the way things are going. So like, what sort of thoughts do you have around like, why are you in this?
Because I love people. I've got a genuine love for people, and I've tried out things like internet marketing and these sorts of things, which are okay. Yeah. But the ability to go to property networking meetings, to have conversations like this with yourself. So it's an industry that has got many facets to it. And I'd also like to build a portfolio to set my family up for the future, to, you know, make sure that something lives beyond me. But I also like that this industry is multifaceted. You could go into commercial property, you can go into hotels, flats, so there's different elements to it, and there's always a community. It's that community feel to it. So generational wealth akin to yourself is something that I'm looking at. Okay, to be honest with you. So,
all right, so I want to talk about, say, the day in the life of Jay Udeh,
Mm.
the property deal sourcer.
Mm.
What does that look like for you? Like, what do you do on a day-to-day basis in order to get these deals and sell them and whatnot?
I always got to start my day in the gym.
Okay. Well, you go gym every day?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your gym regimen?
Regimen, spinning, swimming, and then sauna. So the 3 S's: spinning, swimming, sauna. Relaxation, and that puts me in that state of mind where I'm ready for the day.
Yeah.
And then after that, like I said to you, I think the 3 keys being finding deals, finding investors, and then also having your business systemized. So I say between 8 o'clock and 12 o'clock, I'm working on finding my deals. Whether that be following up with estate agents, whether that be looking on Facebook groups, like really trying to get some deals, And then after I have my lunch, second part of the day will be based on investors. So trying to make sure that I'm networking with investors, looking on LinkedIn, connecting with people on LinkedIn. Actually, quite a powerful method on LinkedIn is to use a voice message when you're connected for the first time, or a video message when connecting for the first time, because it's a lot more.
Well, like WhatsApp, can you do voice messages on LinkedIn?
Yes, you can. If you use your mobile phone,
okay,
you can record a voice message, and also
yeah,
you can do a video message on LinkedIn as well, which I found to be quite good because no one's doing it.
Okay, so
and it helps to build that relationship,
make you stand out.
Exactly that. Yeah. And so doing that, and then for the last part of the evening, I might be going to a networking event in the evening, following up with investors in the evening, systemizing my business, so to speak. And so yeah, it's that working between finding the deals, working between finding the investors, and then marrying them up.
Okay.
Basically. So that's what the day is.
Okay. So speaking of deals that have fallen through,
this is a nice area actually.
Yeah, where are we?
Hertfordshire. It's nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of trees and whatnot, right? Forests. Speaking of deals that have fallen through, how have you set those deals up? Because is there no sort of time pressure once you've secured with the vendor, to have it done within a certain timeline, or?
Yeah, so typically what we get when we speak to our investors is a period of exclusivity.
Okay.
Where the property is away from Rightmove, it's off market, for example. So when an investor looks at the property, they can't say, hey, we found this on Rightmove, like, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
So to speak. So it's a sort of fact of it's exclusive, and say it might be for 2 weeks to a month. It means that this property is a property that we can maybe market again.
Right.
What we find is someone puts down a fee, they're keen to go and see that property as soon as possible, maximum 7 days.
Yeah.
And they've seen the property. They've done their due diligence, and they're sort of kind of yes or no.
And you're talking about an investor now,
An
right?
investor, yeah, correct.
So they put down a fee, and so in a situation where put down a fee for whatever reason, they've seen a property and they don't want to go ahead anymore.
Yeah.
Do they get their fee back?
They get a refund, yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. But so, is there no way for them to, how would they have not known that it didn't fit their criteria before they saw the property?
Well, I mean, there's quantitative factors. So if this property is a 25% ROI, 30% ROI,
yeah,
which people could look at.
Yeah.
But there's qualitative factors where they may go to the area, maybe not quite fancy the area. They may look at the property and say, hey, I know that 2 bedrooms are still to be rented out. I think I might struggle to rent out those bedrooms, for example. So, it's one thing seeing something on a deal sheet, but it's another thing going there and seeing it, really. I like it when you meet someone on an online dating platform. Seems good, seems lovely, but you meet the person and
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. We're both married now, so yeah, so it's all good now, isn't it? To be fair. Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, go on. It's like
Yeah, so it's simply the ability to check out something and see, all right, on paper it works.
Yep.
But when I've checked it out, maybe it's not worked for me, and it might work for someone else, but not for me.
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
Okay.